Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me today. Welcome to 2024, and welcome to the 140th administration of the City of Savannah. It's an interesting day today, and I'll get to that in a minute. First of all, I want to express my appreciation. Today is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. And so to our law enforcement officers throughout the state, throughout the nation, throughout this county, but particularly those at the world-famous Savannah Police Department, I want to again emphasize our thanks and appreciation to them for what they do day in and day out. When it's bad weather outside, they're outside working. When we are going away from trouble, they're going towards trouble. And so these observances gives us the opportunity to be able to reflect on our finest of our employees and how much we appreciate them. So happy Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. If you haven't been able to tell, the weather is a little strange. Right now, the City of Savannah administrative offices and facilities will remain open today during the anticipated weather. Crews will remain operating throughout the city as long as it's safe to do so. So we have some experience in this, and so we were able to make some assessments about our ability to remain open and remain open safely. We want to remind folks that obviously this is some difficult weather. We want them to secure their refuse and recycling carts. Any debris in their yards, obviously, they can become projectiles as this storm system moves in and moves out. Sanitation will be working the routes today as long as they safely can do so. I encourage anyone with any questions about city services to submit a service request. You could do that by calling 311. 311 is just the easiest way to go rather than trying to go through, press 1, press 2, press 3. No, call 311. And they can get you the information you need or get you to the department that you need. So our outstanding 311 operators are standing at the ready, and they are ready to go. You could also do it online by going to savannahga.gov, savannahga.gov/311 request, savannahga.gov/311 request. And we encourage everyone to go ahead and sign up for updates from our partners at the Chatham Emergency Management Agency, CEMA we call them, and you can text CEMA at 77295. You text CEMA, C-E-M-A, to 77295, and you can download the FEMA app, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, for real-time updates from the National Weather Service. And of course, we will continue to give updates as we deem necessary and appropriate. So while this storm is not the most powerful storm we've seen, the wind and rain have the potential to cause damage and create dangerous situations. It's also in January, and we know we've had some strange weather events in January. I remember a few years ago, right around this time, it snowed in Savannah, and we were closed for several days. So please, we're asking everyone to take caution, stay off the roads if you can. Schools are closed today. Stay indoors if possible. Also to remind you that this coming weekend is a holiday weekend, and the City of Savannah will officially close all offices and facilities on Monday, January the 15th, in honor of the Martin Luther King Jr. Observance Day holiday. Emergency services will remain open as always. Sanitation routes will be affected. And again, I encourage residents to go to savannahga.gov/sanitation, savannahga.gov/sanitation, for more information concerning sanitation routes. The MLK parade is an eagerly anticipated event here in Savannah. We are told it is the largest parade in the nation now, And so it will take place downtown on Monday beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. at the intersection of East Broad Street and Liberty Streets. And we hope everyone will come out and enjoy the day with us. It's a day for recognition, a day of observation, a day of celebration. And so for the full parade route and for more street closure information, you can visit savannahga.gov/MLK Parade, savannahga.gov/MLK Parade. On Thursday, the 140th administration of the City of Savannah will get to work. We will hold our first workshop and first meeting of the year, and certainly we are excited about the upcoming term. And as I have stated before, we are swinging for the fences. There are big decisions that need to be made, and we're going to make them. We're going to make them soon. So look forward to that. At noon, we will have a workshop that will include a presentation from the city attorney that will review the city charter. I think that's important right up front to be able to remind everybody how we exist, why we exist, what our powers are under the charter. And then the City Council has some organizational matters to discuss. And so we will do those things and then receive an update from the city manager. You will see us go back to a much more traditional form of governing. It was disrupted during COVID, and we're trying to go back to it, in which we will start a workshop and then have a longer time for lunch, but then also have an agenda review by the city manager. That allows the city manager and council to be able to work out any issues, ask any questions up front, so that when we get in here, we can get to business. And so now that we are past the pandemic, so to speak, we can go ahead and continue to do those things. As promised, I have put on the agenda a resolution pledging to practice and promote civility, and a resolution reaffirming an ethics ordinance. The city of Savannah is already a city of ethics, and we're already a city of civility per the Georgia Municipal Association. Matter of fact, the city of Savannah was the first city in the state to adopt the civility resolution. I think it's fitting for us, as we start off, day one, to be able to pledge to be ethical and for us to resolve to be civil. And you can go to GMA website, and talks about embracing civility. And there are 9 pillars as it relates to civility. As I've said before, we're going to make the news. We're not going to be the news. So sorry, guys. I'm pledging that we're going to be much more boring, much more yawn-worthy this coming year. Also, our wonderful MLK Observance Day Association will be coming to announce the activities for Monday. We will hear 1 alcohol license hearing, and then 3 zoning hearings, and then the first reading of 2 ordinances. The city manager will then present several purchasing items for the city council to consider. Among them, we'll be looking at approvals of new equipment for the Park and Tree Department, software for parking services, and a contract to execute improvement of the Casey Canal funded by SPLOST. The $40 million project has already had several public engagement opportunities, and in the coming weeks, there will be additional opportunities for residents impacted by the project to gain additional information. If you look at this agenda, what you see is heavy stormwater emphasis. Again, this is what we've promised. This is what our residents want, is putting money in the ground. And so I am happy that we are moving forward on that. Also, as you know, we were very excited over the holidays to announce the $30 million Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities grant that was awarded to the city by the Federal Emergency Management Agency. And so there is a contract related to that in which the city has to put some skin in the game, but it's also 100% reimbursable. So we're excited about that as well. We will be asked to take the steps necessary in a process that will hopefully change the landscape of Carver Village and West Savannah for many years to come. This is a part of our equity initiatives of putting money where we have not put money before, and making sure that we're taking care of those that are less fortunate in our community, and those that really have been impacted for years by issues of stormwater and flooding. So we are grateful not only to our federal partners at FEMA, but also to our senators, our representatives, for these relationships in terms of making sure that we have an opportunity to secure this important funding. So we are very happy about that. We'll also take up a new water agreement with Port Wentworth and a couple of real estate items. And lastly, I'm really excited about this. We will consider the approval of the installation of the ground marker for the new Taylor Square in honor of Susie King Taylor. We all have in Savannah for the first time in our 290-year history, have one of our precious squares, our nationally recognized squares, named not only for a woman, but named for a woman of color. And so this will be an historic day. February the 10th is the day. Right now, we'll have more information coming out. We expect this will garner national attention, and it should. And so we are excited about this. Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. Finally, want to thank the outpouring of support from this community for me and my family in the passing of my dad. It was interesting that you can go through the best day in your life and the worst day in your life in the same period of time, in 12 hours. I'm giving my speech, and he's transitioning as I'm giving my speech. So I've been back to New York with my family, with my mother, to make arrangements. I am the oldest child, and I am the namesake. So I had to go and regulate some stuff. And I will be going back to lay my father to rest. So many of our citizens understand what that road is like. And so I thank all of you for your thoughts and your prayers as we go through this process. It is a part of life. We don't like it, but we thank God that we've had the opportunity to have this awesome man around us for all of this time. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is his tie. So I'm wearing that, so in honor of him today. So keep us in your prayers. I understand that it is not an event, it is a process, it is a journey. And so I will go through this journey as many people have, and as the need goes for me to be that son that I need to be, I'm going to do that. And certainly, hopefully, you all understand that, you know, when it's time for me to be a son, I'm going to be that son. And so, you know, I'll be moving back and forth over the next couple of days, particularly, certainly in the coming months, to be that son and now help to lead my family. So that ends my prepared remarks, and I'll answer any questions you may have.
I just wanted to ask, can you give us any insight in terms of what preparation for MLK Parade looks like and what people can maybe expect next week?
Well, MLK, the parade is much like St. Patrick's Day Parade. We do it well. The city does not put on the parade. We have an Observance Day Association that works throughout the year to do that. Again, it's probably the largest now in the country. And so it is a little disruptive in terms of closing city streets, but that's what we do. It is an opportunity for our entire community, and I'm very proud that our entire community comes out and participates in MLK. Martin Luther King Jr. in fact impacted everyone. This is a national holiday. It's a national observance. He certainly had an impact here in Savannah. I am the mayor of this city because of people like Martin Luther King Jr. And so expect to see a community celebration. The parade, it starts and it ends, and then people go out and do their day. We've always called it a day on and not a day off. We've always talked about it being a day of service, and the Observance Day Association will come up with ways for people to give service to their community. I've always been excited about the concert that occurs afterwards at the Unitarian Universalist Church. They have a interfaith ecumenical concert that is really outstanding and brings the community together. So I would certainly ask people to check that out. But for us, it's really a holiday, but it's a resolve to work. Martin Luther King now has been dead longer than he's been alive. And yet his voice still resonates. His willingness to be able to stand on the issues of right, where he was not popular. And I think people don't recognize and understand that really at the time of his death, Martin Luther King was not that popular. He pushed back on the war of Vietnam. He pushed back on economic policies, not only nationally, but also in Memphis. He was there for support striking sanitation workers. And so we have to recognize that we are the beneficiaries of that sacrifice. All of us have given some, but some people, like Martin Luther King Jr., gave all. I'm talking about losing my father at 77. Martin Luther King's children lost their dad at 39. And so it is a huge sacrifice, and I think we just have to remember the dream, remember the dreamer, but more importantly, translate that into a vision that we help to live here every day in Savannah.
And then last thing, obviously this storm is happening today. Anything you want to say to the people of Savannah in terms of different safety tips you recommend them today?
Stay home. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. Anything in your yards that are not tied down, tie them down. We don't like seeing our trash bins and our recycle bins in the middle of the street, so go ahead and secure those now. And as always, be prepared, for intermittent power outages. I recognize my power went off sometime last night. And we'll address those with our friends at Georgia Power as they occur. And again, we have people out in the streets, our city employees. The city of Savannah is fully open, and we will continue to monitor this throughout the day. And if we have to make any modifications for today, tomorrow, city manager and I will get together and we'll make those decisions. But right now we are watching. We have a lot of trees around, 80,000 of them. And so we know that, sometimes we have issues with branches falling and those types of things. So just make sure we're careful and weather aware. Thank you.
I had a bit of a follow-up question on that. Do you have any advice or resources?
What station you at?
Fox 28.
Okay.
Oh, I'm new.
All right. Hi, New. What's your name?
I'm Emma. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Any advice or resources for people with maybe poor housing conditions or unhoused?
Well, we have great partnerships with our homelessness partners, the Chatham-Savannah Authority for the Homeless, and all of our partners. They are up, they're activated, they're working. We have street teams that are out on the streets. We're obviously trying to move people in. We have a day center that is fully optional that I believe has extended hours today as well to keep people out who don't want to be out. Obviously, for those who have issues of housing durability, we have a year-round program for people where we're able to do some minor home repairs. Again, this is a weather event. It is not as severe as a hurricane. So we want people to understand that now and be engaged now and deal with those issues right now.
Yeah.
Thank you. And if you feel like your home is not safe, then go somewhere else. There are other resources out there, places for you to be, right? Nothing? Have you?
I can ask you a question, but
Sure,
I think we all covered it all here.
Okay.
I
Well,
guess,
then Dave, I know, has a question.
Dave, you have a question? Okay, all set.
All right. Anything from our friends on Facebook? No? All right, nothing from Facebook. So we've started to now stream these on Facebook at Mayor Johnson SAV as well. And, you know, obviously we love having our digital community from really around the world tuning in on what's happening in Savannah. We have Savannahans that are all over the world. So this is an opportunity for them to ask questions if they have questions as well, and we answer them. So we welcome them. We're glad that they're here. Thank you all so much for being here. We are looking forward to an amazing 4 years where we are swinging for the fences, we're serving harder, and we're serving smarter. So thank you all. God bless. Be Savannah strong.